Right. So we're going to start stood up, only because we are doing such stretching. I want to start from the top and then come down. Just move that up a little bit so you can see. So we are going to start with rocking the head back and forth. So just drop your chin to your chest, come up to center, and then exhale all the way up to the ceiling or the sky. Come back to center. And again, tuck that chin down to the chest. Inhale, come up to center. Exhale all the way back up. And again, inhale to center. The last one here, tuck the chin right in. Inhale, come up to center. Exhale all the way up to the ceiling or the sky. Back to center. So then take your right ear to your right shoulder. Draw the left away in opposition. Really feel the stretch increase down the side of the neck. Inhale, come up. Exhale, take the left ear to the left shoulder. Again, draw the right away in opposition. Inhale, come up. So turn to look now over the right shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. So to look over the left shoulder. Inhale, coming back to center. So then bring the arms out to the side. Spread them to separate the fingers. Take the first finger to thumb. Come forwards with your circle. Push into the heels of the hands. And backwards with your circle. Pushing into the heels of the hands. Spread and separate the fingers. Second finger to thumb. Coming forwards with your circle. Pushing into the heels of the hands and backwards with your circle. Again, pushing into the heels of the hands. Spread and separate the fingers, third finger to thumb. Come forwards with your circle. Push into the heels of the hands and backwards with your circle. Push into the heels of the hands. So spread and separate the fingers. Keep pushing into the heels of the hands. Little finger to thumb. Forwards with your circle. Push into the heels of the hands. Backwards with your circle. Push into the heels of the hands. Spread and separate the fingers. Really spread the fingers wide. Push into the heels of the hands. Little circles forwards. So keep breathing through it. Little circles. Yay, gotcha. Little circles forwards. All good now? Perfect. Okay, then reverse the direction. Take the big circles backwards. And then allow them to become smaller and smaller until they're little circles again. Then when you're ready, push into the heels of the hands and relax and release. Roll the shoulders back. And then forwards. And then relax and release. Now I want you to spread your feet slightly further than hip distance apart. Sam, give your neck a little forwards, backwards, sideways, just so that you mobilize the neck. And then just wiggle the arms, but we'll do another bit for that in a minute. So take the hands onto the hips. Now you're gonna make a figure of 8 shape with your hips one way. Try and keep the feet flat on the floor rather than lifting up. Now when you're ready, reverse that direction. So it might feel a bit weird because you'll automatically go to your dominant side. And then when you're ready, relax and release. Join the fingertips together in front of you. Now you're going to Mexican wave with the arms. Really push through the fingers as you go through. And then again, reverse that direction. So again, it might feel a little bit awkward because you're the opposite way. And then relax and release. So I want you to point a toe out. If you struggle with your balance, find something to lean on. A tree if you're outside, or a wall. If you're not too bad with your balance, you can keep your foot here and your hands can come onto your hip. So you're going to point the toes down. Lift the toes, the balls, the heels, push the heel away. Then again, rolling through, pointing the toes down. Lift the toes, the balls, the heels, push away. One more here. So roll through, point that toe down. Lift the toes, the balls, the heels, push away. And then when you're ready, you are going to swing the leg back and forth. So from a side view, you're coming back and forth. So obviously if you're not holding on to something, it might challenge your balance. So you can take the swings less. If you need to, you can pop the foot down at the back if you've got nothing to hold on to. Just swing back and forth. And then when you're ready, bend into that knee and you're going to do a figure of 8 with the knee. And then when you're ready, relax and release the leg down. So same on the other side. So the right foot comes out, point the toes. Lift the toes, the balls, the heels, push the heels away. Rolling through, pointing the toes. Lift the toes, the balls, the heels, push the heel away. Last one here, rolling through, point the toes. Lift the toes, the balls, the heels, push the heel away. So then again, you're going to swing that leg back and forth. Again, holding on to something here if you need to. And then when you're ready, bend into that knee. And again, figure of 8. Or a wobble like I just did. Okay, relax and release down. So the aim today is to stretch specifically through the hamstrings but also into the hips because the often when you've got tight hamstrings, it will go all the way up through into your piriformis muscle, and we're going to get into the psoas muscle as well. So we're going to do some forward bends here now, but this is a warm-up, so it's going to be more of a passive stretch rather than an active stretch. So you can bend into the knees, especially if you experience any lower back pain. When you come down into your fold, you can bend the knees and then still lengthen up through the backs of the legs and bring the tailbone up high. You're still getting the stretch, but you're just taking the pressure off your lower back. So see how you feel. If you don't want to come all the way to the floor, even with the knees bent, you can take your blocks or books now. But again, it's totally up to you, see how you feel. If you want to come down to your blocks or books, you can have them here, and when we come down, you can come to rest your hands on the blocks here. But like I say, you can bend into the knees here. This is purely a warm-up. Okay, so when you are ready, we're going to take the feet underneath the hips, hip distance apart. Draw the knees up. When you're ready, breathe in and lift the arms up. And then exhale down into your fold. So take the hands here to the floor or to your block. So if you can have the legs straight. You can have them bent. And it's passive here, so you can move over the feet and just allow the body to wake up. So don't tense anything here, just let everything hang loose and allow the hamstrings to wake up. From here, I want you to bend into the knees, breathe in and lift the arms all the way up, into a little back bend if you can. If shoulders are sore, see how that is. Don't take it too much. So again, we're going to come down. Exhale, flex forward from the hips down into that fold. Again, bend the knees here if you need to. And rock from the balls of the feet to the soles of the feet, heels of the feet even. And just relax. When you're ready, bend into the knees, breathe in and lift the arms up, and again, come up into a little back bend. Coming back to center. So this time when we do that, we're going to come up and down and really allow the body to drop. So I'll show you what I mean. You're going to come up and just come down. Everything's going to move. So really flow through the spine and just allow it to hang, open up and flow. Okay, so we'll just do 2 of those. Really release through, and then we've got some twists to do. Okay, so when you are ready, I'll stand from the side so you can see. Breathe in, lift the arms up. Exhale, bend the knees. Allow the arms to flow. Breathe in and come up. And again, exhale, down. Breathe in and come up. And then bring your hands to prayer. So just a little bit of movement there. Now we're going to get a little bit of twist into the spine. I know there are, Sam and Lizzie, be careful when you twist, because we're going to come and twist and then face down to see how it feels on the areas that are sore for you guys. So we're going to breathe in, take the arms out. Exhale, twist to the right. Now take the gaze down. Inhale, come up, back to center. Now the opposite way. Turn to the left but up. So you look down the other way, you're looking up this side. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale and release. So the same but the other way. So when we turn the left this side, we're going to look down. When we turn to the right, you'll be opening up. So when you're ready, breathe in and open up. Exhale, turn to the left. Turn to face the floor. Inhale, come up and back to center. Exhale, to the right, up to the ceiling, and that very big bubble beat. Inhale, come up, back to center, relax and release. So we're going to flow through that now without the stop in the middle. So I'll show you what I mean. We're going to come out, exhale, down, inhale, up, all the way over, back, up, down, and then we'll do the other side. So you'll come into the left then, down, inhaling up through the center, to the right and up. Okay, so talk it through as we go, but it's just a flow. And to be honest, if you're not going exactly in the right position, as long as you're twisting and turning, you'll be fine. So when you're ready, breathe in, lift the arms out. Exhale, turn to the right, face down to the floor. Inhale, come up. Now wiggle the arms over, looking up to the left, up to the ceiling. Inhale, coming back to center. Other side, exhale, turn to the left, face down. Inhale, up to center, come over to the right, looking up. Inhale, coming up, back to center, and then bring your prayer to your heart center. Okay, so hopefully we're all nice and warm now. Now, if you get your blocks somewhere nearby, the first position we're going to go into is the revolved triangle. The blocks are going to be there. As you open up through the backs of the legs, you may find that you can get rid of a book or a block, or that you don't actually need them there at all. It's your practice to see how you feel and see how you get on with it. But for the start, have these blocks in between the fronts of the feet, because what we're going to do is take a big step back with each leg. I've lost you somewhere, sorry. So we're going to take a big step back with each leg in turn, and we'll need them nearby. So take a big step back, first of all, with the right leg. So big step back. And then what you want to do is make sure you widen into the legs, because the closer your feet are together, the more it'll be like you're on a tightrope. So widen into those legs. And then make sure that that back foot, that the toes are facing forwards, to move this hip forwards. So you don't want to open through the hip, you want to keep these hips here nice and square. Now, draw the kneecap up of that front knee. Really engage your quad. And then you're going to have your blocks or books, so you can bend into the knee to come and move them if you need to, alongside the inner edge of that foot. Now we're going to hold these postures for a little while today, because we're working into really getting into the muscles and really stretching them out. So we're going to use the inhale. Potentially you can lift yourself out of the pelvis if you feel you can get a little bit deeper doing that. And the exhale to make that stretch deeper. So we'll hold it for a few breaths. So just keep thinking happy thoughts. So we are going to take your left hand on your left hip. So draw this kneecap up off the front leg, really engage that thigh. Make sure that you've got energy through the back leg and you're nice and square to the front. You're going to breathe in, lift the right arm up. Now when you're ready, exhale, flex forwards from the hips and bring that right hand towards your blocks. Now, you may find here that you've got a bit of a bend in the elbow and that your blocks are bringing you away from the floor too much. So if that's the case, just remove one.
Remove both, and you can take your hand down to the mat or to your block, however that works for you. So have a play about. Make sure both legs are straight and strong. Really engage the quads to protect your knee. Now you're going to push into that right hand into the floor or the block and twist the torso towards the left, lifting the arm up. So keep both feet nice and flat on the floor, both legs straight and strong. Really push into the floor to twist up through the body. If this hurts poorly shoulders, just allow the hand can come down. It doesn't need to open up. You can just leave it down, just get the stretch through the legs. So keep pushing into the floor, pushing those hips back. You can take the gaze up to the hand or it can come down to the foot. Just keep pushing the floor away. And you might find as they're starting to wake up and lengthen that you feel a bit longer and you can get down to the floor a bit more. You can remove your book or your block and come all the way down. Breathing in and lifting up. Those of you that are super, super flexy, you can take your hand to the outside edge of that left foot and then deepen the twist. That is an option if you are very, very comfortable with the hand on the inside. It's completely up to you whether you do move the hand over. If you're on your fingertips, you're not on the palm of your hand, don't move it over. Just make sure it's if you've got the real length in the backs of the legs. So keep breathing here. Another breath. Exhale as deep as you can get. Push those hips back that little bit more. When you're ready, bend that front knee. Breathe in and come up.
We all okay?
Hopefully that's helping those sore muscles. Right.
So now get your 2 blocks or books or whatever it is that you have. So the legs here are going to be the same. So make sure that there's a nice distance between them so you're nice and secure and not wobbly. And make sure that the kneecaps are really engaged and that the muscles are working, that you're not just hanging into the joints. So we are going to do a similar stretch on the legs, but it's all about the legs. We're not twisting the torso at all. So take the blocks into your hands. And then as you exhale, making sure that everything's solid and secure on the lower half, you're going to bring the blocks to either edge of that front foot. So keep pushing that hip back. You've got the blocks there. Now, if you've got your books upright like my blocks are upright, and you feel that you've got more give here, you can turn the books round. Again, if there's too much here, you can flatten them so that you've just got that inch or so off of the floor. If you don't need the props, you can place your hands either side of the front foot. Now, what I don't want you to do, so keep breathing there. What I don't want you to do to get your hands down is to really come up here. We don't want to make any pressure here. So you're up. Try and make this bit here nice and straight to bring your hands down. So don't round through the back. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Keep breathing. Each exhale, see if you can get that little bit deeper down. So the aim here is for the chest to come towards the thigh and the head to come down towards your shin and your ankle. Now that doesn't mean to say that I want you to go, What I mean is that's the aim. So that's where you're a visual aid as to where you're headed. So you're not going for your knee to your head. It's going towards the front of your ankle. So last breath here. And then bend into that front knee. Breathe in and come up. So we are now going to come into a warrior posture. So what I want you to do is turn that back foot out slightly so that your toes are in and the outer edge of the back foot is parallel to the back of your mat. And then walk the front foot in now so that the heel of the front foot is in line with the instep of your back foot. I'll show you from this side. So that heel there is going to come in line with the instep of this foot, and then you're going to lunge into that front knee. Now, as you see here, my knee comes right over the ankle. That's not great. So you want to wiggle that foot forwards to make sure that you've got a nice solid line. The aim is to try and get the thigh parallel to your mat. So make the nice solid base. Push that front knee out so that it's in between the middle toes. Now you're pushing about 60% of your weight down that back leg. into the outer edge of the foot. Not so much so that the ankle is sort of capsizing or going over. Don't allow it to roll over. So really keep the muscles working of the back leg and lunge into that front knee. Now when you're ready, breathe in, turn to face me with the torso, arms come alongside the ears. Now as you exhale, get deeper into your lunge. So keep breathing here. And then what I want you to do is take the hands behind the back. So you're interlacing the fingers behind your back. Roll the shoulders back and down. Now draw those knuckles towards the mat. Really open through the chest. See how it is on the shoulders for those that are sore? If it's too much, just allow the top half to stay in your warrior. So roll it down, draw the knuckles down. Now, as you exhale, you're going to bring this left shoulder towards that left knee. So the arms are going to come up, back behind you. Now keep the body in the midline of the mat. Don't let the bottom jut out. You want to keep it all in the midline of the mat. Keep it all sucked in. So as you exhale, these arms come over. Now if you've got the flexibility whilst being in the midline of the mat, you can bring the left shoulder towards the inner edge of that front knee and bring the arms right up overhead. Aim your head down towards your shin and your ankles. Again, make sure you're nice and solid through the legs and that you're not jutting your bottom out. Keep breathing here. When you're ready, breathe in and lift up. And then gently rest that left arm on the knee. So don't collapse forwards. You don't want to put your weight on it. It's just a rest. Now bring this right arm up and alongside the ear. And you want to bring these left ribs out from underneath. So really twist up. Keep the arm alongside the ear. Don't bring it forwards at the face. Shine those fingertips towards me. Now you can take the hand and you can take it down to the inner ankle if you have the flexibility to do so or you want to do so. Now those of you that want to, if you've done it before, if you haven't done it before and it seems a bit daunting, don't worry about it. So we're here in this posture. Now you can, if you want to, take the upper arm up, bringing the hands down. This bottom hand can then come through between your legs and you can clasp hands. Then you're going to lift up, look up over that shoulder. So really breathe. But that is an option. You can just remain here or even up here. It really doesn't matter. It's your practice, and the joy of being at home is nobody can see you. So it doesn't matter. So then when you are ready, breathe in and lift up. Now, lift the back heel, pivot the foot forward so you're in a runner's lunge, and then step forwards to the front of your mat. Now give that leg a nice little shake. Everybody doing okay? Oh, good. Now we've got to do all of that on the other side. So, get your blocks, 1, 2, or books, whatever it is that you have, at the front of your mat again, so that it's in between your feet. Let me move you up a little bit because I don't know if you can see my head properly. That might be a bit better. Is that better? Ah, better. Okay, so exactly the same on the other side. So have those blocks or books inside the front foot, both feet. You're going to take a big step back this time with the left leg. So all the way back. Now, you're going to drop the back heel down, so both feet are nice and flat to the mat. And then draw that back hip forward, so that left hip's coming forwards. If you did the other side first time, do the side you didn't do, just in case I mixed it all up. So, draw that front knee up. Engage the front thigh. Body nice and straight. Now the right hand's on the hip. Breathe in and lift the left arm up. Exhale, flexing forwards from the hips. So really send those hips back. Take the hand to your blocks. So again, make sure you're nice and engaged through the legs so that you're not hanging in your joints. Push into the block or the book or the mat or the floor. And then twist the body to the right.
pushing off of the floor of the blocks to really open through the chest center. Take the gaze up to the hand or down to the toes. Again, if it's too much on the shoulders, those with injuries, just allow yourself to rest in the pose for the legs. So again, as you open up, you might find that you can get rid of a block or 2 blocks. And those of you that have got the flexibility, you can take the hand to the outer edge of the front foot, pushing those hips back all of the time. So again, if you're on your pads of your fingers here to twist, don't take it over to the other side. Make sure it's only if you've got the hand flat. And keep breathing, twisting. So one more breath here. Then when you're ready, bend into that front knee, breathe in and lift up. So then get hold of your blocks or your books or whatever it is you have. So the cat nearly knocked over my laptop, chasing a fly. Right, so draw that kneecap up again. Make sure that that back hip's forwards. Don't let it open out. Keep it forwards. So again, when you're ready, engage the knees, engage the thighs. Exhale, flex forwards. Blocks come to frame that front foot. So again, push the hips back, aim the chest center towards the thigh. If your blocks or books are up vertically or too much, you can just drop them down. Test yourself, but don't let anything pull too much. Good pain is fine, but if it's too much, don't cause yourself an injury. And then you can drop them down so that they're flat or disregard them entirely. Again, making sure you don't round up through the head. So keep exhaling down. You might find you're more flexible on one side than the other. I am. So keep breathing. These stretches are really good for releasing those happy hormones and endorphins. So when you're not feeling so great being able to get out, these are great ones to sort of boost your hormones a little bit. Right, when you're ready, bend into that front knee, breathe in and lift up. So we're going to pivot that back foot round so that it's parallel to the outer edge of the mat, and then bring the front foot in so that the heel is in line with the instep of the back foot, which mine is not. Okay, then lunge into that front knee. Push that knee out, making sure that it's in line with the middle toes. Push the weight down the back edge, outer edge of the back leg and the back foot. So again, get into that lunge. When you're ready, breathe in, lift the arms up. Make sure that the torso is nice and square to the front. Make sure that knee doesn't overhang the ankle. Keep breathing here, really relax the shoulders away from the ears. When you're ready, bring the arms round. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Roll the shoulders back and down. Draw those knuckles towards the mat. Open through the chest. Take a deep breath in here. And then as you exhale, take that right shoulder towards the right knee. Keep that body in the midline. Don't let it jut out. Squeeze the bottom in. Bring the arms up overhead. Really relax into the posture. Get deeper into that front hip. Those of you that have got the flexibility, you can take it in towards the inner edge of the knee and then bring the head down towards your shin and your ankle. So keep breathing there. When you are ready, breathe in and lift up. Take that front forearm on to rest onto that right thigh. Now draw these right ribs out from underneath. Visibly twist yourself round. Exhale, left arm comes up and alongside the ears. Really push energy through those fingertips. So the line of your body all the way from the outer edge of that foot all the way up is nice and strong and straight. Those of you that want to make it more dynamic can take that hand down to the inner edge of the ankle and increase the stretch. Again, it's okay to stay up here, work within what feels good for you. And then again, those of you that want to take the bind, you can take that left hand underneath between the legs, and then the right hand can come behind you, interlace the fingers. And when you get here, Draw that shoulder up, look up. Really breathe up through the chest. Anyone in the bind, relax and release and come up. I've forgotten what I'm doing because I'm the wrong way round. What are we doing? Oh yeah, twisting the back foot round. So you're in your runner's lunge. It's because I'm moving all over the show. And then when you're ready, you're going to hop yourself forwards and then have a little shake out. Okay, so that's the stand-in stretches done. So we're going to come down into a low lunge and go into our lizard pose. Those of you that have done it before know that it gets deep into the hips. And hopefully when you get up after this one, you'll feel visibly longer on one side to the other. So we are going to step back with our right foot and then lunge into that front knee. But you're going to drop your back knee down, so you're in a low lunge. So then again, check the alignment of that knee. Make sure it's on top of your ankle. And when you're ready, breathe in and lift the arms up. And then exhale and get deeper. So don't hang. Make sure that you're engaging the lower part of your abs and this quad here to keep you up. So don't hang in it. Keep yourself up, work it, and then load. Now when you're ready, exhale and release the hands back down. Now you're going to push this front leg straight. So push your hips back, straighten that front leg. Now, you can come down. So push the hips back, bring the chest center towards that front thigh. You have your blocks or your books, so you can keep yourself higher or as high as you want to go, whatever works for you. But the same again as we did in the pyramid pose when we were stood up, keep this straight and square towards that front thigh. So keep breathing, keep pushing the hips back. Allow the shoulders to relax. And then when you're ready, bend back into that front knee. So then what I want you to do is tuck your back toes and lift that knee up and move it back a bit more. So all you've done there is make the distance between the front knee and the back knee deeper. So this distance is just wider than it was when that knee was underneath your hip. So you get more into that front hip. So from here, I want you to bring that left hand inside the front foot and then walk that foot out a little bit more just to give yourself a bit more space. Now, grab your block or your books, whether you need 1, 2 or whatever it is you have, little box. And then I want you to exhale coming down onto your forearms. So keep breathing here, get deep into that front hip. So you're getting into this front hip, but you're also opening out through the front of that back hip as well. So as you exhale, you might find that you're getting deeper and more opened into that hip. So you can, again, remove a block. If you can't get both forearms down when you've got blocks or books, that's fine. You can just allow the other one to come up and just make that the aim, to get that forearm down. So just visualize it happening. Again, you can take rid of all of the blocks coming down onto the forearms on the floor. So keep breathing here and allow that hip to open up. And then when you're ready, exhale and come onto the outer edge of that left foot. Push the left knee away and see if that can get you down a little bit deeper. Again, using as many blocks or books as you need, or remaining slightly up on the forearms. So keep breathing here. When you're ready, roll back onto the sole of the foot. Come up onto the hands again and discard your blocks. Now, I want you to tuck that back toe under. And you're going to push up to your downward dog. So lift up and then push the hips up and back into your downward dog position. So really aim the heels towards the mat here. Now, you don't have to have contact, just aim them there. Roll the shoulders back and down, really push the chest center towards the thigh. Don't let the Chest center droop down though. Roll the outer arms out to really engage that upper body. Now lift the left, is it the left? Left leg. I lost everything then. I'm upside down. Left leg, lift it up. And then swing the foot down, the knee through between the palms of the hands. So the knee's coming down, not the foot, knee. I got it wrong. So you're coming down into your pigeon pose. So come onto the front of that back foot and use the front of that foot to really walk yourself back, getting deep into that hip. So you don't want to rest and sit on this side. You want to be up. You might need to move this foot out of the way. I'll show you from this angle so that you've got some space to come down. So roll the shoulders back and down. Really push through the toes of that back foot. And then when you're ready to exhale, walk the hands forwards. Bring the forehead to the mat. Now really stretch those fingertips forwards. And then when you stretch as far forwards as you can, push the weight back into that left hip. Now don't roll onto the left side. You want to keep the hips parallel. So really draw the right hip down in opposition so the hips are parallel to the mat. Keep breathing, keep pushing that weight back. And when you're ready, breathe in and lift up. Walk the hands back. Now I want you to bring your weight onto this left hip. Then you're going to slide the right foot round and then up. So if you can, bring it on top of your knee. If that is too tight a squeeze, you can bring the foot onto the calf. So it's just in front of you, either on the calf or up onto the knee. Now roll those shoulders back and down again. Relax through the shoulders. The more relaxed you are in the shoulders, the more you'll get into those hips. Fingers come forwards. You can touch forwards to the mat. If not, just aim the fingertips forwards. So when you're ready, walk the fingertips forwards and allow the weight of the head to hang heavy. Really flex through the right foot. Push the right knee away. And then when you're ready, breathe in and lift up. And we're going to come round onto all fours to push back up to downward dog. So swing yourself round, all fours position, hands slightly further forwards than the shoulders. Tuck the toes under. Lift the hips up, back to your downward dog. Now hopefully you'll feel on that left side that you're nice and open through the hip. Maybe give the leg a little shake, it feels really loose. Hopefully, if I've done my job properly. Okay, so we're going to do the same on the other side. So lift the left leg up, right leg up, sorry. Now bring the foot between the palms of the hands. Look up, look where you're going. Swing that foot through. And then drop the back knee down and the front of the foot on the floor. Breathe in and come up to your low lunge on the other side. So again, make sure that the knee is on top of the ankle. And then when you're ready, breathe in and lift the arms up. Exhale again into that lunge. Again, don't hang down. Really engage this lower ab and the thigh. So really squeeze it all in. Keep yourself nice and locked so you're working and not hanging. And then when you're ready, bring the arms down. Push this front leg straight, so push your hips back. Then again, bring the chest center forward so the hands come towards the mat or your books or blocks. So really push those hips back. Push the chest center towards the thigh. Again, you may be able to bring them down or discard them entirely. Keep breathing there. Keep pushing those hips back. Half split pose. Well done, everybody. Now when you're ready, bend into that front knee. So again, tuck the toes under at the back foot. Lift the knee up and move it back a little bit. Just widen that gap. Now move the right foot out ever so slightly so that you can bring both hands inside the edge of that foot. So if you're using blocks, and you might find again that you're more flexible one side to the other, so you might not need the same amount of blocks or books. You might not need any, you never know. So have them ready, whatever you may be doing. And then exhale down onto the forearms. So again, if you can't get both forearms down, Just have one slightly up and raised and just aim it down. Make that your aim. Take your breath into that front hip. Really visualize it opening up. Those of you that have done the twisty visualization that we've done, you know that visualizing makes a big difference to the way the body performs. You really visualize getting deeper into that hip. Again, remove a block or a book if you feel you can. Coming down. Or remove them entirely. Coming down onto your mat. Keep breathing deeply and then exhale. Coming onto the outer edge of that right foot. Pushing the knee away. Exhaling deeper into the posture. One more breath here. When you're ready, roll onto the sole of that front foot. Come back up onto the forearms. Tuck the back toe and lift the knee up. Now again, you're going to push back to your downward dog. So push up and back. Lift the hips high. Push the heels down. Roll the shoulders out and down. Really engage the upper arms. So roll those upper arm muscles out. Push into the pads of the fingertips and the heels of the hands. Now lift into that right leg, so you're into three-legged dog. Bend the elbows, we look where you're going and bring the knee in between the palms of the hands. Drop the back knee, drop the front of the foot. So again, use the front of this foot back behind you to walk yourself deeper into your pigeon posture. Move this foot out of the way if you need to. Again, don't sit on this hip, really get deep. So you may find that you're quite high in the posture, but that's fine, you just need to get into those hips. It will come with practice. So roll the shoulders back and down. Then when you're ready, walk those hands forwards. Forehead comes towards the mat. Stretch the fingertips far forwards. When they're as far forwards as you can get, push that weight back into the right hip. Now draw that left hip towards the mat so that the hips are parallel to the mat, in opposition to getting into that right hip. And just breathe here. When you're ready, breathe in, lift the forehead up, walk the hands back. Roll onto that right hip now. Bring the left leg round, up and over. So the foot's going to come again on the knee or onto the calf if it's too much. Again, the joy of not being in the same room as nobody can see. No competition. So flex through this foot and push the knee away. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift up through the spine. Hands come forwards or to your mat. Walk the fingertips forwards or roll them forwards. Exhale down, pushing that left knee away. Really stretch forwards. When you're ready, breathe in and lift up. Roll in. And we can stay down here this time because we've now come into the leg stretches seated. So stretch the legs out, give them a little bit of a wiggle. Everybody all okay? All right? Perfect. So now you're going to need your straps or your dressing gown straps or your resistance band or whatever it is that you have to hand of any description. And we are going to do a variety of things and then finish with abs. So I want to try and get into different areas of the stretches. So we're going to move around a little bit. So we're going to do each leg forwards here first, stretching. We'll do a fold. We're then going to widen the legs and fold this way. And from there, what I'm going to get you to do is come and lay on your side, and we're going to do our infinity posture where the leg comes up, but we can use our straps. Okay, so then we'll do that on each side, and then, that's a lovely little roll. And then abs. Oh, pup. Okay, so when you are ready, take your left foot in towards the groin and then leave the right foot out straight, right leg out straight, and really flex through that foot. So take the strap if you're going to need one. If you know that you could touch the toes without rounding, so again, if I show you from the side view, If you can touch the toes here whilst you're still nice and straight, then you won't need your strap. But what I don't want you to do is to round to get your toes and then lose the nice straight strength of the back to get your toes. You want to keep that up and down. So if you've got your strap and you're here, you're in a much better position than you are if you're down here. So really roll that down, and you can use your strap to walk yourself down. So straps ready if you are using them. So just have them there for a moment. When you're ready, breathe in, lift the arms up. So really lift the torso out of the pelvis. Exhale, flex forward, take hold of your toes or of your strap. So remember earlier when I said that the shoulders will assist you within your hips. So the more relaxed you are in your shoulders, the deeper you'll get into those hips. If you tense yourself up, you'll notice that there is a correlation between the hips and the shoulders. So really relax them and exhale forwards. So take it at your own rate here. Each exhale, get that little bit deeper. So the same positioning we were aiming for earlier in our pyramid pose. Your chest center is aiming towards that front thigh. Your head is aiming towards the shin and the ankle. So try not to round anything. Keep it nice and straight. Each exhale, get that little bit deeper. Now draw the thigh muscle up in towards the hip. Push it into the mat and see if that hinges you forwards that little bit more. Really relax and release. Don't draw yourself down so much that the muscle fibers are shaking, because that will have the opposite effect. Just allow yourself to hang. When you're ready, breathe in and come up. And then swap the foot over in your strap or your dressing gown or your resistance band, so that the left leg is out straight and the right foot is in towards the groin. So again, flex through that foot. Have your strap there if you're going to need it. And again, you might find you're more flexible one side to the other. When you're ready, breathe in and lift the arms up. Exhale, flex forwards. Touch the toes or take hold of your strap. So really roll the shoulders back and down. Relax and release. And exhale forwards. Again, use your own breath rate here. Don't pull on the strap so much that you're creating tension. Just allow the fingertips to walk down that strap, getting you deeper. Each exhale of your own rate, get a little bit deeper. So when you're ready, draw that thigh muscle up in towards the hip. Push it down into the mat and exhale. See if you can get that a little bit deeper down. When you're ready, breathe in and lift up. Now if you're using a strap, take both feet into your strap. Flex in through both toes. So see how you are with your touching of your toes, whether you need a strap or not. And then have the strap ready. So when you're ready, breathe in and lift the arms up. So really lift the torso out of the pelvis. Exhale forwards. Touch the toes or take hold of the strap. So really relax those shoulders down. Push the heels away. Exhale deeper. Again, don't stretch so much that the muscle fibers are shaking. And note where you are at this time. The forward bends are a really good judgment of how the muscle fibers are stretching and how the muscle memory is working. So if you get to a certain point and then you work to the next point, it's just a good guide as to where you are. Now, if you doubled all the way over with the head in the legs, make sure you take that breath out of the top of your back, because your chest center is quite compressed. So make sure that you're breathing at the top of the back. Now draw both thigh muscles up towards the hip. Push them down into the mat and see if that hinges you forwards that little bit more. And then when you're ready, slowly roll up. Roll the shoulders back. Okay, we are going to come to lie on our left side. For sleep. So, laying on your side, What you want to make sure is that your hip, knees and ankles are in alignment. So you don't want to have your out at an angle. Make sure everything's in alignment. So when you look down, you should just see your toes, nothing else. And then you want to be on the forearm of this side. Oh, you don't actually. You want to have your head in your hand. So relax down a little bit deeper. Now, if you want a strap, so test it now. You're going to bring your foot up straight. Now, it's quite a deep stretch. It's quite an advanced pose without a strap. So do not feel disheartened at all if you don't. All you're going to do is take your strap around the ball of the foot. So when you are ready, you can bend that bottom leg so it's like a prop. But again, make sure that you can't see the knee out in front of you. It needs to be nice and in line with the body. Now you're going to turn that knee towards you. So don't have it here, turn it towards you. Flex through the foot and then take hold of your strap. So relax again into those shoulders. As I keep saying, it's probably very boring. And then when you're ready, you can draw the foot towards you. Those of you that have got the flexibility can take hold of your toes and draw the toes towards you. Posture of infinity, because it goes on and on and on and on. So keep breathing here. Making sure that you're not coming inwards, keep it all out. And then when you're ready, relax and release. And we're going to come over for the other side. And then abs. It's been very nice and pleasant and nice and stretchy, so I'm sorry, but we're doing our leg raises. Love you. Okay, so you're going to lay down again, bringing your head into that right hand. And then again, make sure that the bottom knee is nice and straight. When you come down, when you look down through, you can't see it. So again, you've got the strap around the foot if you need it. Twist the knee towards you. When you're ready, draw the leg back. So again, you can use your strap to get deeper and deeper. Don't try and pull it. Make sure everything up the top is relaxed. And then again, if you can take hold of the toes, you can draw the toes towards you. So keep breathing here. Use the strap, making sure you're not creating tension through that top arm. Just use it to draw you back. And then when you're ready, relax and release. Okay, abs. Last little bit. So, we are going to come back to lay on our forearms. Now, if you can, try and keep your heels lifted throughout. If it becomes too much, you can put the heels down in between. And also, so any of you that have got problems with abs, babies, whatever has happened, that they're separated or anything like that, just keep the feet down. Don't put too much pressure on it. So you can see how you get on. You know your own body, but if in between you need to put the heels down, you can do. So you can literally just raise one leg at a time. And if we come to do both legs, you can just raise halfway rather than all the way up. So our raise initially is going to be, so our feet are on top of our hips. If that is too much, just raise it slightly lower. And when we come down and hover, you can rest the feet down. Don't put too much pressure on. There is nobody there watching you. You do not need to worry about what anybody else is doing. Focus purely on you and what feels good for your body. Okay, I'll stay this way because you can see. When you are ready, you're going to draw the muscle of the lower belly up behind your belly button and then lift the legs up. The two legs above the hips. Now flex your feet. Lower them back down. If you can, hover above the floor, drop them if you need to. Point the toes, breathe in and lift up. Flex the feet, exhale down. So we've got 5 here. Hover if you can, point the toes, breathe in and lift up. Flex the feet, exhale down. Hover if you can. 2 more here, point those toes, breathe in and lift up. Flex the feet,
exhale down. One more here, point those toes, breathe in and lift up. Flex the feet, exhale down. Hover if you can. Now left leg only, breathe in, lift up. Flex, exhale down. Hover if you can, right foot, breathe in, lift up. Flex, exhale down. Left one again, breathe in, lift up. Nearly there, flex, exhale down. Right foot, breathe in and lift up. Flex, exhale down. Almost there, that left leg's gonna come out to the side. Inhale, back into the center, hover if you can. Right foot out. Draw it into the center, keep hovering if you can. Left foot, nearly done. In you come. Right foot out. Last little bit, guys. Keep hovering if you can. Now, both legs up on top of the hips. Flex the feet. Exhale down and lower and hover. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. And release. Fingertips towards the ceiling, or there's no ceiling, not ceiling. Towards wherever is behind you. Toes down towards the floor. So, because that was reasonably floaty, we're going to do our boat crunches as well. So, we are going to come up to our boat. We're going to come back and up just 5 and then hold it. And then you are done. And I will send you your relaxation. Okay, so again, those of you that have got problems with the muscles of the belly, you can keep your hands down. So keep the fingertips down and come out and up and out and up. So you're taking the pressure off there by using the hands back behind you. And you can even come down and up. If it's still too much, just lift the legs down and up, because you'll still feel that through your abs. So last bit, my loves. Squeeze those knees together, lift the legs up. So try and get those knees parallel to the floor, legs even, arms alongside. When you are ready, back you go. And up. Back. And up. 2. Back. And up. 3. Back. And up. 4. One more left, guys. Back. And up. Now we're going to hold this last one. Out you go. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Relax. Again, stretch up. So you're stretching up all the way through your abs. Point those toes to the floor. And then draw the knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze into the body. Gently rock from side to side. Allow the mat and floor beneath you to massage the back. And then we would normally lay down for relaxation, but I'm going to send that to you. So roll over onto your right side. Push yourself up, your head and shoulders come in up last. And then I will come and see you.